Okay, so I will give you the most powerful method on how to actually book 5 to 6 to even 7 appointments every single day for your agency, consulting business, or a coaching business. So let's get into it. Now, the way I call this strategy is the Trojan horse outreach method. Because if you know the story about the Trojan horse, what the Spartans did, they snuck into that horse, that wooden horse, that you can see right here on the screen, and they ambushed their enemies as their free gift, right? So this is like a free gift for the Persians, and that's how they ambushed them. And that's what we're gonna do with call outreach. But just for your attention span, I'm gonna put in these yellow boxes just so we can go through every single step manually, just to be properly focused on this. So the first thing that I'm gonna talk about is the sequence itself. So first of all, we have the permission-based message. Now, what that means is we send them a permission message, like if I can send them more info on how we could get them, 10 more roofing clients, or how we could, help them 10x their ad spend, return on ad spend. Something in that way. That's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna give you some examples later on. And if they do reply positively, we're gonna send them a Loom VSL. Now, there's a lot of people doing a similar thing like this, but we have a very specific method on how to actually break the ice with the prospect to actually make them engage. And if they ghost you, now this is a very important thing. And if you have a limiting belief of, I don't want to do the follow-ups, it's their choice to make, you're wrong. Like, objectively speaking, you're wrong. Because you need to follow up on people at least 10 to 20 times in order to get a yes or a no. Like, I want this to be as your mindset right now. Because if you think you're going to look at spammy or your reputation is going to go to shit, it's not. Because when you follow up on people 10, 15, 20 times, they're going to see you as somebody who's really confident in your product. And you believe you believe in your product so much that you're willing to do anything to get them on board. That's how I want you to see this. And then what's going to happen after we follow up on them 10 to 20 times? Sometimes they'll book a call straight away. Like, that's what's happened to me just about an hour ago. I sent this guy an email, he booked in, he was like making 100K a month. We're going to get him close, man. But the thing is, like, they're either going to drop, so they're going to ghost you, they're going to say they're not interested, which is totally fine. We prefer a no than a maybe. Or we're going to get a meeting, which is absolutely amazing. Now, that's how the sequence looks. And this is just a high-level overview of this system. Let's get more into depth. So what channels should we be using for this? Like, where can we actually apply the Trojan horse outreach method, the outreach strategy? And I'm going to tell you exactly where. So we have 3 channels. We have LinkedIn, Instagram, and email. Now, there's probably other methods. We're testing X right now, Twitter, but I'm not going to talk about them because I haven't, quite frankly, tested them myself, right? So I only talk about the things that I know. That's like an educational video, right? I only talk about the things that I've done myself. So I've done Instagram, made it successful. I've done LinkedIn, made it extremely successful. And I've been doing email for 2 years, and it's, we've been testing a ton of shit, and we know what works right now because we're on top of the game. So let's talk about the LinkedIn first, because that's the one that I think is the best. And if you're at 10K a month, if you're under that, if you're above that, LinkedIn is probably going to be the way that you get started with outreach, with outbound. Because the way we're going to outreach is we're going to send a selfie video, a personal selfie video. Now, you can also do a pre-recorded one, but I just recommend doing a personal one for the first time, because that's how you're going to get more replies, and it's going to look more, it's going to look like if you put more effort into it, really. And then you're going to get a positive reply, just like I did in this example right here. I've sent them the Loom video, so the permission-based Loom video message, which was really a VSL, a pitch. And then they booked in, because we include a link to book in on that Loom, right? So in Loom you have a feature where they can book a call through the button, and that's what they do a lot of the times, to be honest with you. And that's how we get the meeting. And if this prospect, if they wasn't to reply on this first, try, I would follow up on them 15 times, 20 times. Through email, phones, like I would have a setter cold call them, I would have them SMS messages, I would do also LinkedIn internal follow-ups, like I would do everything to get them to book a call, because I'm so confident in my product, in my skills. And then I've sent them this is really more advanced stuff, but I've sent them the qualification video, so to make sure they're actually going to be qualified for the call. And they, long story short, they were. And then we have the Instagram system, which works in a similar principle. So we send a text permission-based message I probably should have blurred out this name, but you know, there's a lot of people named Jorge. So I just said, you know, in a friendly way, hey Jorge, my G, if I can send you 9 warm sales calls every week on commission basis, would you be okay with a quick breakdown? Now let's digest this, okay? Like, let's break this down. So what I did right here is I did like something called friend framework. So I positioned myself as a friend, not as somebody who's trying to sell them something. And then I asked them if I can get them what they actually want. So I asked them if I can get them more clients, more sales calls, right? That's this part. And then I stated a very important thing, my guarantee. So basically I work on commission basis. It's a guarantee, right? Pay on results. And then I just asked them if they would be okay with a quick breakdown. And they said, you know, they said yes. You know, this is like, there's going to be a lot of people saying, what's the pitch? What do you have? Sure, but it's just yes. You know, they're just telling you yes in one way or another. And then I sent him a voice note saying, yo, let's fucking do this. I'm going to record a Loom video for you. I didn't record a Loom video for them. We use AI for this, and I'm going to talk about this later on. And then I sent him that AI video, followed up on him, I think, one time. And he said, let's get on a call, send him the calendar link, and he booked in. Like, that's how it goes. Another one, this is the email, right? So this is what I've just explained is the DMs, what I've tested through DMs. We have LinkedIn and we have Instagram. What we also have is email, and this is very powerful because Instagram and LinkedIn, that's one thing, but email, like, your metrics are going to be lower because it's more saturated. But first thing, you'll be able to do so much more volume. You're not going to have that many problems with, how can I say, deliverability if you do it the right way. Like, the deliverability is very easy when you nail it in. You just do low volume and you have the right mailboxes, so just Google. That's really all you need, and a warm-up, of course. But essentially, like, you're gonna get high-ticket prospects on this. Like, with email, I'm booking people who are making more than a mil. Like, they're making 2, 3, 4, 5 million a year. Like, that's the people that I'm booking in with email. Instagram and LinkedIn, like, don't get me wrong, they're also good for those prospects, but the only people that I'm getting from email are those ones, because I scrape leads from Sales Navigator or Apollo, and I have a very specific process on doing that, and probably gonna create a video about that. But essentially what I've said in this email is, let's break this down as well. So I said, I saw that you manage millions in media campaigns, because, like, I don't know this from the top of my head, this is AI generated if you can't tell. But I just did a results. So if we digest this is like a personalized line. I just had an AI go through their website and find a specific result that they generated in their industry. So a specific credibility statement about them. And then I say, I can see you're achieving very strong results. So I boosted their ego. And I said, that's exactly who I like to work with. Even more personalization. And then I just dropped a case study right here. Okay, and a quick guarantee. So case study plus guarantee, so it's pay on results, commission basis. And then I just dropped in, we're working with a marketing agency in we're looking to work with a marketing agency in their location, which was, I believe, Maryland in this scenario, and then to implement the system for them without running ads. So something that they don't want to do. Usually they don't want to run ads because they're expensive, or charge, like, they don't want to pay an agency like 5K in retainer to run this for them if they don't know them yet. And this is how I digested it. Like, so this is like a CTA plus more personalization. Like, what you can see here is we are really combining quality and quantity, and I'm going to talk about that later on as well. But essentially then the prospect just replied okay. You know, that's a gangster reply. He just said okay, and then I've sent him the Loom video, and he booked in, I think this was like 30 minutes ago. Or like, we have a meeting on him on Wednesday, I believe. But this is literally how it goes. And one more thing that I want to address, like, when you're sending these personalized Loom videos, the way we personalize them on scale is we buy the Loom AI business plan, and what we do is we record and add an audio variable, right? Probably I also have to create a video about that, and I think I already have some videos talking about that. But once you do that, what you can do essentially is, if we go right here, we can change my voice in this video, and it looks ultra real. You can see, like, this is all of the people that I've personalized this video to, like a ton. You can see like hundreds of people. But essentially, like, this is how the Loom thingy works. Now, of course, you can just pre-record a Loom, don't make it personalized, but you're going to be doing that at an expense of, you know, losing a couple of meetings every single month. And you need to ask yourself, do you really want to do that? Now, these are some examples, all right? So the last thing that I'm going to talk about today is going to be really the core principles and the important things that I want you to remember with this system and this strategy. Because if you're looking to just find a strategy that's going to work for you and you just want to run it, like, shit, man, you have so much to learn, man, because this is not how business and outbound works. Like, you need the foundations, you need the fundamentals. So, important things to remember. You always need to track the metrics, and I know you've heard this so many times, but if you're not doing it, like, make sure to do it. Reply to engaged leads as soon as possible. I think that's one of the things that Alex Hormozy said. He said that when they were calling people, when they were running ads and they opted in, when they had a setter who just called the lead straight away, their conversion rate increased by 300% or something like that. I misquoted him, but he said something in that way, right? And it's so true with outbound as well, because if you reply to somebody very fast, within 30 minutes, 1 hour, it's going to be so much better, and you're going to get such an improvement in appointment booking rate, because they're going to be in that emotional state by that point. You want to stay flexible, and what I mean by that is if the strategy changes, which implies that the market has changed, the market has adapted, entropy has kicked in, flexible. You want to always be able to adapt, because I give you this strategy, like there's a lot of people already using it, and maybe 1 year, 2 years, it's not going to work, just like everything, and then it's going to work again. It goes like this, right? So it works amazingly well, drops down because everybody's using it. Works amazingly well, drops down. Because this is built on the psychological principle of humans. Like, humans are curious. And they also want to grow. So it's built on those principles. And that's why it will always work. It's just like going to go like this, right? Because it's going to get oversaturated. Just like everything. And you want to build a strong guarantee in your offer. So if you don't have a lot of credibility, that's going to be a necessity. If you do have some credibility, if you do have a lot of case studies, you don't have to focus on guarantee that much. It's always good to have a good guarantee in outbound, or you should have extremely good results. For you guys who are just starting out, or maybe just have like maybe 5-10 case studies, which should be enough at the starting point, but I would still focus on the guarantee. And then you don't want to fall for the lead quality paradox, man. Like, don't fuck around with this. This is gonna destroy your business. I used to do this. Like, when I was sending cold emails, I was saying like, yeah, these leads are shit, man. Like, I need to find this new way of putting the inputs. But it's usually like, if you scrape, like, let's say you're doing Instagram, if you just like go to suggested and outreach to those people and they're actually within your niche, it's probably not a problem with the leads, man. It's probably a problem with you and your strategy, like the way you're executing the strategy. So I want to make this very clear. And then the last thing that I want to talk about, and I'm also going to give you my CTA, if you want to book a call with me, but stay consistent. You owe the game 1 to 2 months doing volume, and I mean volume, to start actually booking meetings. And if you want to fast forward this process, I'm going to include a link for my calendar. You can book a call with me directly. We can talk about this, how we could potentially build this out for you or help you build this out, depending on what stage you're at. And let's do this, man. Like, if you want to do it yourself and get back to me in like 3 months and say, yeah, and we're crushing it with this, like, I want you to run this for me, I'll also be open for that. But I want you to understand that you need to owe the game 1 to 2 months of consistent outreach to actually get a couple of meetings. So once again, if you want to book a call with me, there's going to be probably a link somewhere in the description. If not, I don't give a fuck. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.